Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our live. I am Crumbawig420, and this is BroScience for breakfast. Let's see how much fun we can have with that today. Let's see what we got going on in the side. Oops, 1 second here. There we are. Just had to mute that real quick. I see UK Medical Cannabis Reviews has been in here. William Bartow. See y'all when I get to work. Awesome. Blackin says I'll be there this morning. Staying up all night to make it. I've missed too many. Big movie. I see you there. I know you were tired, buddy. That is no problem at all. I appreciate you swinging through, spreading the love, and sharing us throughout the community. That's always appreciated. Jess, good morning, my friend. How are you? How are you indeed, Dragon? Dragon Grows. Good to see you. Good to see you indeed. Scotty. Scotty, my friend, is today your Friday I saw in here? Abso-fucking-lutely. That is beautiful. Solange, good morning, good morning. Syntax. Syntax, how goes your grow today? I see UK Medical back here. Very nice. And zipping along a little quick on the other side. Jack. Good morning, Jack. And how are you this fine day? What up, Paul? What up? Yo, Hamas Outdoors. Howdy, howdy indeed. Cav, what is going on? By the way, thank you for that yesterday on that link that you sent me regarding the biostimulation, I guess you would call it. That's some really, really cool stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Yo, Jason Phillips is in the house. Good morning, brother. How are you? Today's pretty chill. May cut a few more down to dry. Syntax. Nice. Nice. RJS, what is going on, my friend? Oh, Jack, you're still in the trim gym? I like that. I like that better than trim jail. The trim gym. Good morning, JC. How are you this fantastic day? Hopefully you're doing really well. Oh, Jess, you just finished your latest vid? Nice. Big, big movie in the house. Thanks so much for swinging back through. Greatly appreciated. Oh, it's chilly there, Jason. What do you got for a temperature? We are nice right now. It's 54 outside. Good morning, Maine. Cheers, cheers, and thank you for being here. Crapper's in the house. Crapper, you're on time. It's only 5:28. You're perfect. Thanks for being here. Just trying to get caught up in the side here, guys. There's a bunch of you in here already. 20 of you to be exact, and it's not even 5:30. Holy holiday, Batman. Oh, it's 45 there, Jason. Scotty's got 48 in Colorado. The chat's too fast. I need coffee, said UK. Just catching up in the chat, guys. Not trying to be silenced. Letting you guys all say hello to one another. Oh, no kidding, Cav. That's kind of cool. Cav says, I'm co-pilot. Mrs. Cav driving me to Kansas City. Going to be working on a bunch of stuff in a greenhouse. Good for you. That's going to be a cool day. Cool day indeed. Good morning. Go with the Flow Farm is in the house. How is everything in your glorious world this morning? Hopefully fantastic. I was going to stop by before I came on, but I lost track of time, so I apologize for that. Going to take a thermometer outside, Blackened, and see what it is in these, is that West Virginia mountains? Nice. Nice indeed. Paul Bowie's got 70 to 80 here on the islands year round. Nice. That's pretty cool. Hey, everybody, we are rolling up on 5:30. Well, it is 5:30, so I think we should take our first rip of the day. Oh, you're still streaming right now? Nice. Nice indeed. Alrighty, everybody, make sure you hydrate, sip before you rip. Token Tom, you are just on time. We're getting ready to do our 5:30 rip. Welcome, welcome, Tom. It's 8 Celsius in Toronto, Jack. Yes, Scotty. Yes, I'm drinking vodka for breakfast. Yo, Christoph, did I just see you coming? Nice. Good morning, sir. Good morning indeed. That's okay, Big. That is quite all right. So I figure, excuse me a second. Hold on for a pause here, guys. Good morning, Mrs. Wig.
Good morning.
Hey, Mrs. Wig is up. She got to work this morning. Who did we have just come in? Want to say your name right? It is the Vacarin. Very nice. What is going on today and how are you? Thanks for swinging in. Greatly appreciated. Vodka Wahoo, you're wild for breakfast. Yeah, no. I am drinking water, cherry Pepsi Zero, coffee, and yeah, that's my drinks of choice in the morning usually. Crapper said it's hilarious smoking with people through the years. It would crack me up watching the people try and talk while they're coughing. I know, Crapper. I do it all the time. And then I watch everybody laugh about me. Scotty said, good morning, hon.
Good morning.
Scotty, Mrs. Wig said, good morning back to Ohio. Grow Show is in the house. Thanks for being here. So much appreciated. JC's pulling out my Army field jacket. Yes, got a whole bunch of people here saying good morning to you, love.
Good morning.
Mrs. Wig said good morning back to the chat. Gyro's in the house. Good morning. Good morning indeed. Scotty throwing the 18 plus tag up in the chat. Yeah, that is true. We are a chat for 18 years or older. I often forget to state that until we have moderators come in the room, but I think we've been pretty good about that and haven't ran into too many issues with it. Did I just say somebody say Hood Billy life? Absolutely. Hood Billy, what's going on? Thank you for being here bright and early with us. Speedy Burst. Dude, what's going on? Oh, Blackened, you're getting ready to transplant 2 of Miss K's Rock Melon Haze testers. That sounds pretty damn tasty. Oh, because it's so cold, JC? Dang. Dang indeed. Yeah, please make sure if there are people in here, other creators and people with channels that you haven't subbed up to, please make sure you do. We got some awesome people whipping around in this community and in and out of the live as well. So thank you guys. Oh, it's evening where you are, Paul? Nice. Nice indeed. Stoner time wake and bake. Pretty much indeed. So, let me ask a question here. Is everybody set for glorious topic for today in our live. Now, I want to preface it by saying I want to have fun with this BroScience for breakfast. I don't want to turn into a World War III or a big pissing match or anything like that. So I'm hoping we can all stay on the same track with that. I just know that I went out to the interweb and asked it for 25 topics or examples of BroScience. And it broke it up into some categories. Broke it up for me into nutrient and water myths, environmental light myths, plant training maintenance myths, and seed and strain myths. So, now I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat at the same time with this. So, let's start. Oh, it's 7:35 p.m., Paul? Nice. Nice indeed. We are at 5:36 here in upstate New York where I am. AM indeed. Scotty is 3:36 in the morning in Colorado. Blacken 5:36 there, running right along the same time as we are here. JC said, I love West Virginia. Absolutely. Crapper, you go do that. Go empty your bladder. Oh, it's only 4:36 there, Cav? Nice. Scotty does need sleep, but being that he's in Aliens lens, he's never going to get it. Absolutely. I think he's one of those guys that'll get his sleep when he's dead. So, everybody, let's start with the first nutrient and water myth on this BroScience list. And it's going to start out right out of the gate being controversial. Number one of nutrient and water myths is flushing the medium for 2 weeks before harvest improves taste and potency. They are saying that scientific studies suggest that it doesn't significantly change flavor, aroma, or potency, and may only serve to starve the plant in its final crucial days. So, first one they're saying is flushing. I gotta say, I don't necessarily agree with this one for being a water nutrient myth. I mean, I guess the term flushing may tie into that, but I mean, you're essentially giving the plant water for the last 2 weeks and you back off with all your nutrients. So I can't really say. Let me see, what do we got? UK said, I used to flush with Ripen back in the day. Syntax, in salts I don't flush, but I cut feed in half for the last week. Okay. UK is saying in hydro. Scotty doesn't tell anybody that he sleeps. Nice. Now, come on. Some of you other people can weigh in on this when it comes to the flushing. Once someone goes into the plant, you can't flush it out because of the cell walls. So my question is when we're flushing, are we flushing the medium? Because that's essentially what we would be doing, I'm guessing. Jason said no flushing. Medium only. Okay, Cav. See, it's really pretty misleading with how they're wording that in there. You know, like they have it phrased to start right out of the gate and be a dickhead. UK Medical said, now I'm soil. Okay. Okay. So you're doing an ice flush for 5 days with pH water. So, Scotty, do you do your aspirin, or for anybody who's using aspirin, do you use that throughout your whole entire grow, or are you only introducing that like in flower? Because I'm in cocoa too, Scotty. I'm just asking. Organic does it on its own. Salt's a little different. Thank you, Syntax. Yo, good morning, Chief in Sessions. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Chief, and what do you got going on today, brother? Hopefully some cool stuff. Okay, you run your aspirin from week 2 on till harvest day. Okay. All righty. Robert. Good morning, Robert. Thanks for swinging in. So, all right. We had a little chat about that one at the moment with the flushing. Now, here's one. How and when do you give aspirin for the roots? Scotty had just said up above. Hold on a second. Let me scroll back up to that. Scotty said, I run aspirin from week 2 on till harvest day. So, Lens, I have an auto going 105 days, not amber at all. How would I know how to flush? And what if you chop the top first and bottom later? Okay, I can speak for top first, bottom later. I have seen a number of people out there do that. Harvest their main colas and let the under canopy that hadn't gotten a lot of light continue on until it was ready. Now, when it comes to the first part, knowing when to flush, that's one you could throw out to other people out here because I don't have a lot of experience with that. Yo, teen, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Sorry, just catching up in the chat, guys. I got a little bit to the side there. Plus, you guys are talking a lot, too. Okay, Scotty is saying, Maine asked, what's the aspirin for? Good roots, healthy roots. I have a show on roots without aspirin and roots with aspirin. Huge difference. Does the aspirin, Crumblewig's just asking, does the aspirin act as a stressor also? Oh, you're just on your way home from work, teen? Nice. Nice indeed. Okay. That is what I had heard. So I understand that because I saw in your video that there was considerable difference between the roots in that. But yeah. Yeah, and this kind of works out good because it's a segue into the next piece of BroScience. So if you don't mind, let's move on to the next one. And then by that, I'll give you that one, and then we'll do a bong rip, and then we'll talk about it. Number 2 is more nutrients equal bigger, better yields, overfeeding. This is the primary cause of nutrient burn and lockout, severely stressing your plant and decreasing yield and quantity. I don't know. That one I've never heard before. I've never heard about people just throwing insane amount of nutrients at their plants. But then I'm only X number of years into growing. I'm sure it's out there. People who can really read their plants and push the nutrients to the limit or over the limit. But I know as a new grower, I was too afraid of burning the shit out of my plants to turn around and, well, as we know, even feed them up to what they should have been getting. Because that was a recent revelation for Crumblewig, that I haven't been feeding anywhere as near as much as I should be. Yo, Beans is probably sleepy. He's at home, or he slept through his alarm. Yeah, he'll be floating around later, I'm certain. Okay. Cav said kelp extract and humic acid at a 5:2 ratio increase root growth rate by 45 to 50%. Nice. Oh, thank you for sharing us, Big Movie. Let me know what you're having for breakfast today. It's always nice to know. Nice, UK. Why do you need to get kicked in the face? I get so confused this early. I'm sorry, Robert. You should supplement with CO2 if you're going to push plants really hard. Oh, it is 5:46, people. I wasn't paying attention here. Let's go ahead and rip. Cheers, everybody. Trying to not do 20 rips in a row. I usually hit the bong a couple of times, but I'm still trying to work on that little bit of a cough that I got going on. Kelp extract on its own will increase your root growth by 30%. Nice. Been feeding around 1,570 ppm, going up more feed every day. Okay, Blacken. Now, are you basing that off from how your plants are reacting, or are you just going full bore, throwing shit at your plant? I think that's what they're talking about with this piece of BroScience. You know, people just thinking that that is going to be the, end all of their grow, just turning around and expecting bigger results just because they're overfeeding the shit out of it. Cav said, if you increase one thing, you'll have to increase everything. Yo, cheers, everybody. Is this a stream where somebody was using blood food to grow their plant last week? That's what Crapper asked. I believe it was blood meal that was that we were talking about in here. Laws of tolerance, absolutely. Oh, Big, you're going to have some scrambled eggs, toast, and bacon. That is always nice. Hey, good morning, Brett. Thank you for being here. So nice to see you. Okay, Black, and you watch and tips burn barely. Oh, Scotty, we had ribs here last night. I made them, and Mrs. Wig had some when she got out of work. It was pretty nice. Kind of late at night to have ribs, but I think it was pretty good. Oh, Brian, you're going to have a bread roll on haggis? Nice. Holy smokes, there's 34 of us in here, and it's not even 6 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hold on a second, everybody. I missed something in the chat. Maybe not. Let me just cut. Okay, Syntax says, I use blood meal outside with worm castings and Dr. Earth. The stuff packs a punch. Nice. Oh, nice, man. You got all 4 seeds popped now with 100% success. That is awesome. For anybody who comes into our lives that has stuff that they're just popping, make sure you get up here and let us see it so we can follow it right along. It's awesome to watch everybody's grows. William Bartow, good morning. You must be at work. Thank you for stopping in and saying hey. Keystone Cultivators, thank you so much for being here. Grow and Grind. Mary is in the house. Thank you, thank you. We are having some of our little discussions about some BroScience here today. What's Robert saying? These 4-inch papaya cookies finally have a decent home. Nice. Nice. Oh, yeah, Hood Billy, that's right. Post office is closed today. Banks are closed today. You never hear anything about mimosa, JC? I just smoked on some mimosa. Not this morning, but I had, me and Mrs. Wig a couple weeks ago went to the dispo to see if there was anything there of excitement, and which there wasn't. But we picked up some mimosa, and I don't remember the other strain that we got, but wasn't too bad. Unless you're talking about drinking mimosas. Now, that's a whole different story there. Not being silent, guys. Just trying to catch up on this side chat here. I'm about a minute behind still. Mimosa is a killer strain, Jason. Yes, today is also Indigenous Day. Absolutely, JC. Now, isn't today, I'm just asking, not getting off from Indigenous Day, but isn't today a holiday in Canada also, or was that yesterday? I heard somebody talking about it being Thanksgiving in Canada. I'm not trying to misquote or anything, so please, anybody here from Canada, correct me if I am wrong. Yeah, it is. It's nice to have the dispo, but I mean, I grow, so the only time I go there is to find something if maybe we want a little something different to try, or to get it and bring it on here so we can chat about it. Canada. Perfect. All righty, so we had our little discussion about nutrients. Here's going to be a next one that I got to tell you. I don't know about. This is another nutrient and water myth. Hydroponics or synthetic nutrients ruin flavor. This is saying that flavor, terpenes, is primarily dictated by genetics, environment, and proper finishing cure, not nutrient type. Oh, I don't know about that one. I mean, aren't there nutrients out there that are much better? Not much better. I don't want to say that way. That give us better results than other stuff. You know, I know some people that still grow with Miracle Grow. Is that the most appropriate source of nutrients for your plant? Again, I see people do it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. Weed Wizard Maine, putting some of those little ones in bigger pots today. Just going to do photos in 1 gallon. Well, 5 of them. Nice, Mary. Nice indeed. Casey says, happy Thanksgiving. Give me a turkey. I just see somebody say Litwick. Is Litwick in the house? As I said, I fell a little bit behind. NPK is NPK. Plants don't know the difference. Okay. So in saying that, why do we have so many nutrient companies out there claiming to have the next best thing for our plants? You know, I have to agree, RJS. Biochar is probably one of the most underused soil conditioners in my outdoor grow. I know that here, that's huge in the hydro shop. Some guy came in and ordered a pallet of it last year. Blew me away. I didn't know a lot about it then. Yo, Robert, nice. You finally set up your grow. Awesome. Are we going to be able to follow along with that on your page? That would be cool. William Bardo said, not sure how good it really is, but I use Fox Farms. I've heard people have great results with Fox Farms. Absolutely. Arcane Buds, Cavort's in the house. This is a pretty fast-moving chat this morning, everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so I made that mention about the hydroponics or synthetic nutrients. Best yield was in hydro. For my indoor, that was probably my second best yield, but still the same. Marshawn, what's going on? Thanksgiving in Canada. Because they're all making money, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. Christoph, I see you poking back around in here. Oh, true enough. True enough, Scotty. Yeah, I think you're right, Mary. Mary said, I think it's like any product. Someone always thinks they have a better way to make a buck. I like that, Cav. They can't sell you something if they don't make up some kind of bullshit story. Okay, that's a fair statement, Hoodbilly Life. I disagree. Not all MPK is the same. Just because it's safe to eat doesn't make it safe to combust and then inhale. That's fair. I have seen people adding many different things into their grows that Crumbleweed just doesn't know enough about. But one of those that I've came across, Joe, Susanna, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, William, you got to throw that out to the universe there. I can't answer that. William wants to know, what is the best way to use Epsom salts for a 3-gallon fabric pot? You're right, Cav. The BroScience said nothing about it being safe. Yeah, I noticed that when I was reading nutrient containers. Very low percentage of everything in there. The rest of it is just who knows what. It doesn't say not to drink them, Scotty. All right. Enough of that one. Let's move on to the next piece of BroScience. This one I know is going, this one I need an answer on because I've never used it, but I hear lots of people using it with great results. So here we go on this one. Adding molasses or sugar in the final weeks directly feeds the plant or makes buds sweeter. While molasses can feed the beneficial microbes in living soil, the plant itself cannot uptake complex sugars, and in inert media, it mainly just gums up the medium. So, wait, what did I miss here? Sorry about that. My whole screen jumped on me. Epsom salt's generally best used at 1 tablespoon per gallon. Foliar spray is what Keystone Cultivators is saying. Nice, Cav. What cracks me up is all the organic people still taking a shower with tap water and cooking with it. Yeah, my tap water's been all over the place. Syntax says Epsom salt helps. Organic, just a pinch. Grow one plant. Every plant's take up an intake of. NKP is different. Cannabis are good feeders, don't take a lot to grow. It's like cooking. You just know after a while what gives you better flavor. Oh, I'll get to that one next, UK. UK just said, my mate once fed his plants lemonade. They all died. So that's a valid point, Keystone. Be careful using Epsom salts. As a drench, Epsom salts contain a lot of sulfur. If drenched in, you could get sulfur buildup. Okay, Maine just said, if you're not adding microbes, it doesn't make sense to add sugars. Again, I've heard of a lot of people utilizing them, but I haven't paid attention to what their medium is. I do believe it's soil. Scotty uses unsulfured molasses. Brian, I grow outside. When I use Epsom salts, I throw a handful around the plants. Best cure I've had on plants, turns them green. No, JC, what's going on? I'm sorry if I missed something in the chat. I apologize. You're moving today? Oh, that's right. Hood Billy's got Token Tuesday, Twist Up Thursday, and Fungus Friday. Oh, I thought you were moving too. I didn't realize you're just moving around. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you're right, Cav. Okay, Maine, so molasses can, if used too much, it cannot allow the plant to uptake. I think that's part of what they were getting to on this also. That's horrific, UK. Black, and do you use rainwater? I would love to, I just don't. From brown to green, I only use once a grow Epsom salts. Oh, Hood Billy Life Robert does Fungus Friday. He's right in here right now. Just click and go over to his channel. Make sure you're subbed up with all on and you'll get it. Well, Blacken just said, so you're all saying I should skip every feeding. Are you talking utilizing Epsom salts? From what I gathered out of what was said here, a little goes a long way. And again, if you're successful with it, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. However, everybody, excuse me for a second. I missed our 6 o'clock rip. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Make sure you're hydrated. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for the reminder, JC. UK is asking, does anyone... Hold on until I finish coughing. Does anyone feed plain water for a day in between feed changes? Random question. I think depends on your medium, depends on what your plants are doing. Litwick said, I read the plants for something like me, it's like feed, water, feed, water, water, feed. Oh, absolutely, Maine. It's been a while since you got a Monday off of work. You always miss the lives. Well, I thank you for being here. It's really cool. There's 36 people whipping around in here. Mo, what's going on, Mo Manic? Cheers, cheers, and thank you for being here. So, Len's, the good thing about coffee, you get a free 6-pack with no workout. Good morning, Charlie. What is going on? Thank you for being here and swinging in. Always greatly appreciated. Spreading the love, peace, and music. We like that. I'd like to go ahead and get you moderated up in here if that's okay. And in doing that, let me go ahead and quickly read my little moderator lecture here. Let me pause the chat over there. Now that you are a mod, this is a room for 18 years or older. We are a drama-free channel, nothing for sale or trade. Please don't spam the side chat with a bunch of shit. It's not cool. Also, don't beg for money. Only Beans gets to do that. Welcome everybody to the room. Make them feel comfortable. Let them know what a great community we are here. Sub up to one another. Check out their channels. Go over there and sprinkle some love. Drop a like, drop a comment. It's going to make their day. And there's a good chance they will come to your channel and do the same. If we have trolls, let's nicely escort them to the door. And most of all, if you're here, let's have a bunch of fun. All righty, let me get back to the chat for a second. And we will get things moving. We're back to a little more BroScience because the next one's awesome. Awesome indeed. Just trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody here. I agree, Brian. The best water is most likely rainwater. I know people use reverse osmosis. I know, JC. I picked a topic this morning that's got us all over the place. Plus, I don't know, maybe a lot of people are off and we got a fast moving chat this morning, but we are here. We are still here to listen and talk. Blackened is saying, first year I've used molasses or honey, so learning. Nice. Nice. You get worried about molasses and honey attracting bugs? All right, I am caught up with the chat now. I believe. I know, JC. I know it is a tough time all around. And I'm sorry about that. I do hope that us being here is a little comforting for you. Oh, you used to have a rain barrel, JC? Nice. See, I've got a gutter that doesn't have an end on it. It'd be the perfect place for me to put one. I'll have to think about that. So let's get into number 4 on the nutrient and water myths. Adding fruit juice, soda, or other household liquids will enhance the flavor and smell. This is extremely likely to cause root rot, pest issues, or nutrient imbalances. Now, I think we can safely say that doing any of those items are probably not really good for us to do in our grow. Yo, Cumulus Vapes, what is up? What is up? Thank you so much for being here this glorious Monday morning. Got a lot of people sitting in here right now, 36 of us. Thank you so much. Just getting my next bowl situated. Got some nice strawberry kush here. Yeah, don't pour soda on your plants. I agree, 110%. I don't know, add apple juice to hydroponic. You know, but that is something that I think is out there. You know, people that are thinking if I don't have molasses, this is going to work the same way. Or I kid you not, I was in someone's live once and they were talking about plants needing urea. And there was somebody talking about literally pissing on their plants. So there's a lot of people out there that I think take things to a super nth level and overthink it. Go with the Flow Farm is saying agricultural molasses is different. Yeah, Scotty says test the Coke or test lemonade with a pH pen. Now you tell me. Crapper, what's going on, damn it? Yo, Suka. Hey, no problem. You're late, but you're here. Oh, road music. What is going on, my friend? Yeah. See, Mary just said, on one of my first lives, I had a guy who was a plant pisser. He was there only once. I couldn't deal. I don't know what I would do if I ran into a plant pisser. Yeah, Liz said my piss is pretty acidic. I do piss a lot, though, these days. Am I hearing you getting ready, Mrs. Wig? Yeah. Nice, Maine. Maine said you got to pee in the fan to get good coverage. Nice. Yo, Manos High Life. What is going on? I know, JC, we did have somebody in, did not we have somebody in the Friday Night Live who was? I can't remember who it is. Grow one plant. I'm still not using pee in my garden. I don't think. Litwick says, what about a soil shitter?
Bye, I love you.
Bye. I love you too, Mrs. Wig. Have a good day. We're about 3 minutes out from our 6:15 rip. Yo, OG plant janitor, what the hell are you doing working today, my friend? Damn it. We're having some awesome conversation in here. We got 44 people in here. It is 6:13. That's pretty cool. What's Lit saying? I obviously have no need to try, but if we were stuck in nature, couldn't we use our shit as nutrients for our plants? I think you'd have to let it compost out for a bit. You know, I was watching this thing in this country that has some issue with fertilizer and everybody has to like turn their shit in this big fucking place. Like, then they get penalized if they don't. It was fucking insane. Hard pass on the piss, Scotty. I'm not going to pee on my plants and tell them it's raining. Nice. All right. Let's see. What else we got here? Cannabis needs 20% more phosphorus than other plants. Is that true? I've never heard of that before. Oh, Manos High Life. Yup, we are here for the early wake and bake. You are smoking on some fat face from Atlas Seeds. Yeah, you're right, OG. What is it, a holiday today? What holiday? Busy your ass to make someone else rich day? You got a point there? It is. It is. Good morning, Jimmy John. Thank you for being here. You came in on the perfect day and time. We are in the middle of BroScience for breakfast, and we're ready to take a rip. Let's go, everybody. Make sure you're hydrated. Absolutely, Suka. Let's go. Cheers, cheers. Very nice. Very nice. Monkey Man, what is going on, brother? Thank you for being here. Hope everybody is having a good day. Yes, cheers, cheers indeed. Indeed, everybody. Yes, happy Thanksgiving in Canada. All right, Cav, we'll be here. Yes, pay attention, please. You are the co-pilot. Co-pilot indeed. Oh, what's the question again? Cannabis plants need 20% more phosphorus than other plants. Did it, do. Just reading the chat, guys. That's a boring one right there. Let's go to some that are a little funner into here. Lights. If I talk about lights, we're going to have a World War III. All right, what about plants can't use green light? I know we've got some people out there using green lights. So can plants, in fact, use green light? Oh. Nice. Yeah, that's right. Hoodbilly Life is giving away seeds this week. Did you say it's Tuesday and Thursday that you're giving away seeds? Photos on one day, autos on the next, I believe it is. Okay, Litwick saying, I heard green light doesn't wake them up like other spectrums. Don't know how true that is. Mary is saying, I thought green light is safe light for you to use in the garden, so you're not in the dark. That is what I heard also. And as I said, I can't remember who's running it right now. So Scotty is saying, false. 420 plant scene uses light that has a green spectrum. You see a huge difference. Okay. Nice. Nice. Again, can talk about these things and see. Solenz is saying BroScience with green light. Again, I just want to see what we've heard out there, what we think. It's not legal. Guess no giveaway either. Not all green lights are the same. Put a green light with low RH, the plants will grow. Yeah, that is true. It doesn't make any sense. As I said, these are things that Google gave me that it scoured the net for. All right, what about, let's go into plant training and maintenance myths. Oh, green is used in a lot of aquariums. Does it, hold on a second here. We got something coming in from Cavort. I've got a feeling that my soil has reached its end. If so, it'll take about 2 years to get enough soil for a good grow again. No. Is there anything else you can do about that, Cavort? I'm not a soil guy, so it's very difficult for me to be able to make a statement on that. But we do have soil people in here. Yo, Visible, good morning. Good morning, Pilgor, and thank you for being here. We are having a little bit of fun talking about BroScience this morning. I'm reading down through a list. I'm basically asking people if they've heard of it before, and we're having some funny conversations about it. But we're keeping it cool and chill, and some of it's funny. So let's get into plant training and maintenance myths if we can. Fimming, otherwise known as fuck I missed, is superior to topping. Now, it says, fimming is the accidental form of a topping, often leading to less predictable results, 3 to 5 new tops compared to the clean split of topping with 2 new tops. Okay, OG is saying I've reused my soil for years now, just, I'm guessing, re-amended. See, that's what I didn't know. I didn't know if you can turn around, just re-amend and keep using your soil. I know people who have told me they've had their soil for 20 years. So, Cabs is saying, wrong. I don't know what your thoughts are on that one. Fimming versus topping. Oh, you got a composted cavort? Okay. Again, I'm not a soil guy. I know what I've learned from all of you on here, and I have ran exactly 4 plants in soil. Nice, JC. Oh, they moved the farm close to your house and you got to see a big pig. Pigs are pretty freaking cool. They really are. I like them. I wanted to get one, but Mrs. Wig said no. She's like, where the fuck are you going to put a pig? And I said, well, we're out on 5 acres. We're allowed to have it. And she's like, well, just because we can have it doesn't mean we need to have it. Oh, do you use down to earth dry amendments? Pigs are pretty smart. They are. You're in your 7th grow with your cocoa, Scotty? So, Mary says, I like goats, pygmy goats specifically. They are fun. So, I got a question for, I had been reusing my cocoa and I'm not anymore. So, I have a question. If somebody was going to reuse their cocoa, wouldn't they want to find a way to kind of sterilize it, clean it up first before reusing it? Or would the thought process be that what's in the cocoa and like that is more beneficial to it? Which wouldn't make sense to me, being that the cocoa is a form of hydro. Good morning, son of Odin. What is going on? Good morning, good morning. Coffee and some strawberry as crossed with super sour D. Enzymes if you reuse your cocoa. Okay, Maine. What else we got here? Depending on what type of nutrients you're running in your cocoa core. Well, see, that's just it. There's a lot of things that we are advised not to do in our grow, but if we are doing it and it's working and we're getting desired results, I guess I can say I don't know if it's an extra step, an extra labor, if it's a BroScience thing, but if it works for us, why change it? Unless really somebody could solidly show you that from a scientific standpoint, kind of, that it really is super beneficial or not beneficial, then keep doing it. You can go full crop sciences. He sells spores, good bacteria you want for your soil. Pretty neat. Okay, OG. Full crop sciences. Always do whatever works for you in your honest opinion. Absolutely, Cav. That's why I said some of the stuff on here just, there's everything on here from hanging a plant upside down to increase potency, to stem splitting, pruning and lollipopping, and don't take any fan leaves off your plant ever. Zelens, good question. What if you have had powdery mildew? Still reuse the cocoa? Fuck no. Burn everything in your room, including whatever you had in there for a soil medium. I can tell you that's what I did. I burned everything, then I got an ozone machine, and I put everything inside my tent, excluding medium, because I threw that out, and I nuked the whole fucking room, because that's how fearful I am of having PM again. Visible is saying, I never got a response. Okay, Visible. Pilgore, are you talking about Instagram? I am an imbecile on Instagram. I promise you, I will have one of my kids come over today and show me what the hell I'm doing so I can respond to people on there. I feel like a moron, but this is really the only platform that I use other than Facebook. So my apologies. You're right, Maine. And it's interesting to talk about all of these things because they are kind of interesting. But yeah, it really is up to all of us and what we think successfully works or doesn't work. Plant roots are pathetic, so half the soil is free of roots. I have seen that before, UK, and it always bothers me. I got this super thriving plant, and when I cut it and get that root ball out, the root ball's nothing like I expected it would be compared to the size of the plant. Sometimes it'll piss me off, and I'll be like, well, should I have done it better? What did I do wrong? OG said, I just watched a video on how to water cure your flowers. Yep. I saw one of those too. I don't remember whose channel it was on. This was like 6 months ago. Oh, that's nice, JC. You're lucky. In Virginia, every year, topsoil, peat moss fertilizer, 20 years, good dirt. Cabs is saying, like, don't ask Maine for help and keep doing the same thing. My point. Use the dynamite you ate for breakfast yesterday? Nice, Robert. Dr. Zymes and Green Cleaner. Oops, 1 second. Got the morning text in from Pappy. Let's see how Pappy's doing today. Excuse me. Pappy's doing good. I got the normal good morning. Very nice. Can't understand how you could get mold inside a tent. You take everything into it. Well, Brian, I know why I got it in mine, and that was because it's a long story, but I brought somebody else's grow into my tent. Had a friend of my son's who got very sick in the middle of his grow and needed his medicine finished. So I brought it into my tent. And when I brought his plants in, they were all in soil. I ended up with powdery mildew, and it beat the shit out of the grow I had in there on my own. So that's what I was going to ask, Odin. You hit the nail on the head. I was asking about if you're going to reuse cocoa, would you want to sterilize it in some way, shape, or form before you reused it? All 3 of the plants are drooping leaves, Cavort, and the other 7 are doing great. Oh, everybody, it is 6:30. Time for us to rip. Good morning, Heather, and thank you for being here. I want to thank all 45 of you guys that are kicking around in here. It's only 6:30 in the morning in good old Oswego, New York, but cheers, everybody. Scotty, thank you for the good morning, Dad, to my father. I tell him every day that you said good morning, and every day he says to me, who the fuck's Scotty? And I'm like, he's from my lives in the morning. We all hang out together. He's like, I don't know him. And I'm like, no. You are right, Zelens. If your environment is fucked, you can get mold. Yeah, you just haven't seen it inside, Brian. It happens. Think about it. You're fucking around in your outdoor grow. You realize you have PM. You forget about washing your hands or anything, and you come inside and start dicking with your indoor grow, which would be silly, but still the same. All right, hold on a second here. Cross-contaminating, absolutely. Hold on 1 second. Let me just get caught up here. Almost caught up. But we've got Cavorton back. Let's get him up here. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, Crumble, what's up, man?
How are you?
Little crappy with these plants, man. It's like right here, see how they're just drooping?
Yep.
And it's starting to happen even in this one and in this one. But these here are my soil from 5 years ago that I use 2-3 times a year. Okay? Now,
Yep.
and this is how I'm doing a process of elimination, because that's in Happy Frog.
Okay.
That's in Happy Frog. These clones are in Happy Frog. And ain't none of it happening to them. But they're all fed the same exact water. Just a little bit different because of their sizes on how much they get. But it's all the same exact water. So the only thing it could be is the soil.
Okay. I think you're right, but again, you're in soil and I don't know a lot about that. So let me whip down into the chat and see what anybody's got to say. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Yo, Local Weedia, thank you for being here. Braxton's in the house. So nice to see you here. Let me just go down and see. Nope, we're talking about IPM there. Sorry, I got about a minute and a half behind. So I'm just trying to get up onto there. OG Plant Janitor is saying it looks like a root issue. But again, I think that would tie in with what you're saying. You've got 2 different soils that you're running in there. And you're definitely seeing your soil, your personal soil, a different reaction to your plants.
Yeah, after 5 years, it's like, sometimes I would run 2-3 grows in a year on the same soil. So after 5 years, you're looking at maybe 10 runs.
Yeah.
And I think it's just finally depleted. It's just
Now,
finally done. And
now
I
here's
don't have enough soil to put these in bigger containers.
okay.
I only have enough soil for one more 5-gallon bucket. And that gives me a choice. The banana haze or the banana cake, which one do I save? And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here thinking, since I don't have no more banana cake right here, this one here will go into a 5-gallon, and these two here will be come what may, since
Okay.
I have seed on them.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
sucks to see babies die, though.
Yeah, I know. I know. It is tough.
Yeah, because even the happy frog right here is doing great.
Yeah.
Put these here clones right down in there, and they're taking off and blowing up.
Yeah. They are.
So the only thing I can think of is the age of the soil, and of course being in 3-gallon pot. Like I said, roots could be bound up, everything.
Yep. Huh. As I said, I'm not a soil guy, so I'm a little bit stumped into this. Let me scroll down a little more and see if anybody's saying anything else. Mr. No Fly Zone, I saw you come in. Big Nog. We are rocking out in here. Thank you for coming in. Smoke More Weed. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. Jimmy John said take cuts from your plants until you can get your soil rectified. It's a thought.
Where would I put my cuts? I don't have the soil.
Yeah, that's it. That is true.
I ain't got nothing to put it back in. I got just enough soil to save one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, if I save one, which would most likely be the banana cake, then that'll last me for the rest of this grow. But then after that, the only tent that looks like it would be going is going to be the living soil.
There's also talk in here of them being, they could all be root bound.
Yeah, if they're root bound, then there ain't nothing I can do.
Right.
Unless I pull them out and take and get all the soil off of it completely, take a big knife, cut all them roots completely in half.
Right.
And then replant them that way. But then that's going to put a damper on when I can use this tent.
Okay.
Because I got from up in Ontario, Canada, come from Andrew and Alexandria, that Alaskan purple hue right there and right there.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually my wife's plant, so I'm just helping watch over them for her.
Absolutely.
With her gnome.
Nice. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help with this, but hopefully back down in the chat, some people have something to say. Thank you for coming up and showing these to us.
Yeah, I just wanted to, show you exactly what I was talking about,
Yep.
This way you get the whole picture instead of, just what I'm trying to type in the chat and stuff like that. And you can see it for yourself exactly what's going on. But like I said, the ones in the brand new soil, they're all doing great. The 7R, but the 3 that are in the 5-year-old soil, they're going down.
Yeah. Yep. All righty, Cavort.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
I'm gonna jump back down in the chat.
All righty.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, boys.
All righty. That's always fun. Let me see what we got going out here. Robert, you going to crash out? Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. Absolutely. Got some questions in here. So, Visible said bottom of the barrel feed is what that is. Huh. I reuse my soil outdoors. I would too if I was in soil. I know I saved the soil from the 4 autos I ran outside. Scotty, I'm gravy. Buy more soil. It's an option. Or cut clones, the other one. Scotty hasn't ran soil yet. I was going to ask, if you re-amend, how long before you re-amend can you use the soil? Or can you amend as you're going along? I don't know anything about soil. Looks like overwater calves. Son of Odin says, should not be root bound. Mr. No Fly Zone. All right, Robert, you have yourself a great day. I was going to ask that too, but I saw somebody said root bound in there, but I've never had that issue because yes, the root's all air pruned on my fabric pots. Ogo Army in the house. Is that what I just saw? I saw somebody said hashtag Ogo Army. That came from Jack. Good morning, Andrew. How are you this fantastic day? Yeah, Scott, he needs some CalMag. Let me just get caught up in this side chat, guys. Oh, okay, JC. I will see you later. Enjoy the sunrise. We will see you when you come back. That's pretty cool. Big Nug, you reuse your soil every year. 10 days, Cab. That's not bad. I saw some people mixing up their soil now, and they're like, this is for my next year's run. And I'm like, I don't understand why their soil would have to cook for that long. Jimmy John, I remix after every run, actually. 2 weeks to break down, OG? Okay. I know I can't believe how many people are in here. There's 46 of us right now. Good, good. We are doing well. We are talking about a little bit of BroScience this morning, but right now, Crumbawig is trying to get caught back up in the chat. And then I'm going to hop on to our next, to get my... Hoodbilly Life says I need to get my long britches on and do a dab. That sounds like a good thing. I'm still going to be hitting the bong. I'm going to pause, rest my lungs a little bit. So, hold on one second here. Son of Odin said, JJ told him rotted roots from the bottom feeding, I think. Mo Manic says, so enzymes will clean the dead root material off the old roots. Hygrozyme is expensive to me. I prefer bean sprout tea. I have heard good things about that bean sprout tea. Now, I'm not going to say it's a BroScience thing. I've heard people on here using it and having good results. Takes 2 weeks for the amendments to be available to the plant. Okay. Depends on what you put in it to cook. Okay, Visible. See, that makes sense. Again, I grow in cocoa, but I'm trying to learn about soil so I can at least carry on a civilized conversation with you guys about it. Yeah, compost I know can take a big chunk of time. Oh, nice syntax. You used your giant trim ball for the first time. I'm glad you enjoyed it. As I said, Crumbawig just bought one and I love the freaking thing. Yeah, Big Nug, the Trimbowl's badass. Cannabis will be giving away a Hygrozyme kit this year, both US and Canada. That's freaking awesome, Mary. Holy crap, I caught up in the chat. It is 6:45, everybody. Let's make sure you're hydrated. Visible, I tried to listen, but I got lost in the chat. If you want to throw it back in here real quick, I will read it out loud because I honestly was trying to pay attention to what you were saying. That's what I don't like about this, that there's nowhere where people can private message me shit. I think that would be great on this platform so that we can turn around and read this stuff and interact about it. But I digress. Cheers, everybody. Yo, Pac-Man Pax, what is up? You're probably right, Mary. That is most likely why. Excuse me. Many of us use Instagram. I got to get better at it. I really do. I really, really do. Guys, let me pause for 1 second. I got a dog that's got to go outside, so give me just a minute. You gonna lay back down? Nice. Sorry about that, everyone. Hey, everybody. There are 45 of us in here. I want to thank you guys all. Super, super cool. Let me see what I missed here. Local Weedia says, grow room was flooded last night. Today's plumber day. Wow. It's a good thing you got your plants out of there. That sucks. Yo, Fresh Princess. How are you today? Pretty cool seeing you over on the little Sunday morning session over there at Andrews with Ogo Army. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So what do you think? You want to get back to a couple more of these BroScience things? Hey, Brett, I see you kicking around back there. Mary, you going to go do some transplanting? That is always awesome. Thank you for still going to be listening along with us. Good morning, Seymour. How are you this fantastic day? We are glad to see you. So here's another piece of BroScience for you guys. Bag seeds is a great way for a beginner to start growing. How many of us started with a bag seed for the first grow we ever had? And what were your results? Yeah, it is always a good time over at Ogo. We are 12 minutes away. 12 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Better replace that bowl with a new one. Ha! Scotty says, isn't all seeds bag seeds? You are really kind of correct in a roundabout manner. Pig Nug says, luckily I was growing outside. It ended up being a female, so win-win. Absolutely. Oh, Jimmy John's turned out to be a male. Cav said, I started off with a huge bag of seeds. My result was a male plant. Jess comes in and says, BroScience. First 15 years bag seed. You know, I don't know. I can tell you that if you want to get technical about it, that Spectre plant that I'm growing is a bag seed. I just have 300 of them. That's the difference. And right now it's looking like a beast. So, yo, Blazing Silver, what is going on? OG says, I grew white cherry cheesecake bag seed. First grow ever, got a little under 3 pounds. See? What is bag seeds? Okay, so you go ahead and you get a eighth of wheat or however much you buy. You grind that up, or you're going through your bud and you get a couple of seeds. That's kind of what bag seed is, in my opinion. That's what I've considered bag seed. Or way back in the day when we used to get weed, it used to be ground already. And you'd have stems and fucking seeds and all sorts of shit in that weed. Yo, Blazing, no problem at all. I'm glad you got them. That's super cool. You'll just make a video or do it live? All right, Visible. Oh, Cabs, you pissed off your grandpops because you planted it on his land on the river? Scotty said he's gotten dispo weed seeds. Hasn't grown any out yet, but going to try some in January. Nice. Seed plants in pots can be problematic versus clone in a pot. Less chance of abnormalities. If I pull a seed out of a strain that I really like, I'll probably try to grow it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that does make sense, Local. You know, not saying it makes sense, but talking about it, he says, I would get males every time, so I'd suggest growing a couple extra and try growing groups apart from each other. Lit. Tell me you're young as fuck without telling me you're young as fuck. Right, Lit. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to talk about and to see what we're doing. What do you say, guys? Shall I pick another topic on here? Oh, now here's a good one. Here's one that I know is just... Autoflowers are inherently less potent or lower quality than photoperiod strains. What do you think of that piece of BroScience? Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, Lit. He said, I spent my first 10 years smoking, throwing seeds away, and the next 10 years buying new ones when I started growing. Yeah, you're right, Visible. It probably all started with the bag seed. Yep. Yeah, the shake we throw away is what bags were when I was 18. They were all the same price in 1990 as now. We are all broke, funding our weed smoking. Fino Dino, what are you running in here yelling facts for? Which are we talking about here? Are you saying that autoflowers are less potent and have lower quality than photoperiods? I know a lot of people that would challenge the shit out of you on that one, man. But we have a couple of different conversations going on in here, so. Mary said, oh, Mary, you dropped it. Maybe one more cup of coffee. Right, Scotty. I know, the Fino found us. I've had some fire autos. I have. I can also say Crumblewick is learning the importance of genetics. So that's been a positive thing in my grow too. So it'd be hard for me to assess that now, but I can say, I know we've got some growers out there that are blasting out some tremendous autoflowers. Okay, Fino Dino, question. Fino Dino said terps are less in autos, so potency will always be less. So let me ask a question with that. I was reading this article the other day, and they were basically saying that the importance of the terps is for the entourage effect, more so than anything else. What is your thought on that? All right, hold on a second here. Mary said, Fino Dino, maybe in the past, not the stuff I grow. Now, I'm not opening this up for a big war. I don't want anything fun like that going on here. I like to see, again, this came up in this BroScience bullshit that came off from Google. So we can blame them. Nice big nug. That's really it at the end of the day. I like growing both, and I smoke both, and I don't have a problem with either. Jack is saying not true. Okay, Fino Dino says THCA percentage might be high, but that's not potency. Well, I can tell you that. I have had strains that are 70% THC that knock me on my ass. And I've had ones that they allege are 32 that are okay. Andrew says, I got to agree with Fino on the terps. Just catching up in the chat, guys. I apologize. I am about a minute behind. We're about a minute away from our 7 o'clock rip. You're asphalting today, Jimmy John. I think you're going to the golf course. Come on. All righty, let's see if here's another one, another useless one. Purple buds are automatically more potent. This states on here, the purple color is caused by anthocyanins, pigments, not cannabinoids like THC or CBD. The color only indicates genetics and or cold temperatures. Alrighty, Jimmy John, I will see you later. You have fun at work. I was just busting your balls. All right, Pilgor, go get some coffee. I think I only got about a quarter of a cup left. I have had people send me flour before in all different manners. Some people just throw it in a padded envelope. Some people stick it in a box. I've had people send me stuff inside kids' toys before in the battery compartment. That was pretty ingenious. Cabs is saying wrong. Finodino, purple is a pigment. Yeah, I can tell you, I had two plants, Master OGs, that were so purple it was almost black, and it was okay. It was nothing better than anything else. It just was gorgeous. It was beautiful plant, beautiful buds. No, purple doesn't increase potency, says Jack. Good morning, Moonlit. How are you? So good to see you. Oh, everybody, I missed 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Let's rip, people. Let's rip indeed. Cheers, everyone. Make sure you have hydrated. Sip before you rip. Cheers, cheers. Cav says lime green buds will slap you silly. Andrew is saying, I love when the calyxes actually come out purple. Always love purple genetics. So, do you think, again, that's a mind thing? We see something that's different and automatically assume it's fire, or we carry that little preconceived notion before we smoke it that it is going to be just so much better because of how it looks. Blazing Silver said Crumblewick 2 rips as a penalty for missing 7. You know, I would tell you, Blazing, I would do that, but Crumblewick's got this cough lately that Mrs. Wig wants me to get checked out. I contributed to the fact that as I'm smoking less, I'm coughing up a bunch of shit in my lungs, but that's a whole side story. You just love the smell of purple, Andrew? Nice. Cohort saying it's psychological. Bag appeal. Yeah, Scotty, that green crack, I did try that. And it was super light green. Right. Mary's saying I've grown beautiful weed and purple is my power color, but I don't taste anything more by the color I see. All right, let's go with this one. The number, Tom Kerr is here. Good morning, Tom. Thank you for swinging through. Greatly appreciated. We are hanging out with 47 other people in here right now. We are having a great time talking about a little bit of BroScience. Let me whip this next one out there because we've said enough on the purple buds. Yo, JC, you're back. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you again. All right, how's this one? The number of tips or points on a leaf, example, 7-leaf versus 9-leaf, indicates sex or maturity. What do you think of that one? Very nice, Lit. Very nice. I never thought about that, Fino, and I'll tell you why. Because I am the world's worst joint roller. If I could be like Galaxy, who says he's the world's worst grower, I am the fucking world's worst joint roller. And I even bought one of those raw little motherfucking things. I bought it and haven't even tried it yet. So I'll see. Maybe Crumblewood can pull that shit off. You're right. You are right, Pilgar. Coffee and weed are the best part of waking up. Oh, nice. I gotta pop this link open here. Awesome. Thanks, Odin. What am I missing here? The alligator's asleep. Let's get better practice on live. Absolutely. Local Weedy, I put a coffee maker in my grill room, firing it up now. Well, I talked about getting a little fridge for in here because I have drinks all over my desk, and I talked about getting one of those little freaking waffle makers that JC had because that thing's so badass. Yeah, Tom says I can't roll a good joint to save my life. I can roll something that I can try and smoke. Syntax is saying, starting to think I got the world's smallest lungs after watching you boys blaze. I got to take it easy, though. Big Terp, what's up? What is up? Yo, Big Movie's back in the house. Oh, you went to Dunkin's for your iced coffee? Nice. Nice. And yes, I do know you shared us on your community. Thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. You guys rock. There's 49 of you in here. We're just plugging right along, having a grand conversations on some of this little bit of BroScience. Oh, I do have the raw cones, and I've also got the raw 6-shooter, but I don't consider that rolling. I mean, I'm talking about getting some papers out, because you know Crumblewick has like 80,000 things of rolling papers that I never use. But I enjoy a nice rolled joint. I'd like to learn how to drop those tips in there and get the whole thing going. Yeah, hopefully, Odin. Hopefully indeed. Moonlit said, the face you made when you said I bought one of those raw fucking things. No, man. It's always appreciated, Big. I appreciate you rolling in and out of here and watching you do the same throughout the whole community. It is awesome. Oh, nice, Gyro. How long before they're going to be dry? Or have you not yet harvested? Gyro's got some shrooms going. Hold on one second here, guys. This cold weather got me. I feel injury from the accident. Pre-rolls are great for the... I enjoy... You know, I always say there's a difference between when I rip on the bong and when I pass the same thing up in a cone. You know, I think I don't know, the whole profile's different. Smoke's different. Taste is different. It's almost like it's closer to your mouth, closer to your taste buds. You use element cones, Tom? That's right. You're right. It's not rolling, but it works, Andrew. Oh, it's going to rain all week there? That's okay. We enjoy having you on here. All right, Jack Ash says something. If anyone wants to test this theory, I have some Purple Mindset autoflowers in the breeding project. I could use some testers. If anyone's interested, email me. That is pretty cool. Anybody, if in fact you want to assist Jack Ash, reach out, email him. I I can reiterate, he has some Purple Mindset autoflowers in the breeding project and could use some testers. So it's a pretty cool opportunity for people. I would jump on that, but I can honestly tell you, I don't know when I'd be able to get to them. I've kind of planned out my next couple of runs. Syntax says I still roll with a dollar bill. I have one of the one-handed rollers. I know, Cavs. Practice, practice, practice. Go with the flow farm. I found it very interesting. Visible said, although this year it's all new genetics, Bear, no one has these. Nice. Oh, it's been years before you twisted a joint? Nice lit. Gyro 1 week till harvest. Sweet. That is super sweet. Let's see what's going on over here on the other side. There we are. Boy, I am still a little bit behind over here. I apologize, everyone. Let me get this back up on the screen. Just get caught up in this chat for a second. Indeed, Pilgor, indeed, indeed. Pilgor is saying we have nothing but cup-winning genetics. Absolutely. That is a fact. Quality, no stems, no seeds, JC. Brian Fergie says, I am at 299 subscribers. I've been over 300, could do with a couple of subscribers who are getting ready to watch, because I will definitely being stopped at when I only get 100 views. It's a tough one. It bounces back and forth, Brian. Oh, man, I missed dab time at 7:10. Oh, man. I hope people ripped. I apologize. Andrew's saying you always have a tester right here. Litwick said, got you, Brian. Local media interested in testing. Syntax, I can beat 10 seconds with a dollar bill, too. A guy rolled a joint one-handed, though it was legit and actually smoked nice. Nice. Blazing said, I don't have the fine motor skills to roll anything. Oh, Heather, you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with us. Always nice to have you here. You know, I was gonna ask about that, Gyro. So, only because I haven't seen, because I've been lazy and I haven't emailed the person that's been helping me out and answering questions for me. So, I am growing white rabbits right now in the all-in-one grow bag. Whole thing, broke the bag, colonized, all that good stuff. Put the 2 slits in it to get some airflow. From what you know of white rabbits, if you do know anything about the white rabbit strain, is it a very slow growing one? Because everything in the bag looks great. It just seems to be quite slow growing. Good morning, Upstate Grows. Thank you so much for being here. Always nice. That is true, Scotty. You're talking about Planet Fitness. I know this because one of my sons has worked there for the last few years. Kind of an awesome place. like the fact that you can get a membership there and you can travel across the country and always have somewhere to go in, take a shower, work out, get a tan, whole bunch of shit you can do. Wayne, good morning and thank you for being here. Yo, it's 7:15, people. Since I missed the 7:10, let's go ahead and rip. Please make sure you're hydrated. Upstate says I'm up on the roof, so it's hard to watch the chat. I would say so. Oh, that's nice, Lit. Rock cones. Cool. They should grow at an average pace, Gyro. Okay. JC said, anyone like shotgun? Excuse me. Alrighty, Maine. Glad you are back. Let me tell you what Crumblewig's excited about this morning, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to a couple more BroScience things. So I have increased the nutrients, pH, all of that good stuff, and I should be seeing some reflection of that today when I get into the tent. So I'm looking very forward to that. Not that my plants were lacking, but they were greatly underfed, and I'm trying to fine-tune in a bunch of things. So I want to thank everybody on here for that, especially Maine, letting me ask him 10,000 questions that other people would probably say, Crumblewig, you should know this shit already. But I do not. So it's nice to have people out there that we can talk to. Yeah, I like the ash catchers too. They're pretty cool. I was going to buy a new one the other day that was just beautiful, but it was $50. And I was like, damn, like that's a little pricey. Oh, you did shotguns when you were a kid upstate? It's been a long time, real long time. Yeah, back in the day. Pilgor says we crossed our Mactopia bear. Nice. Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I am very excited. I've been weeding out plants. I think I'm down to 8 in the tent right now. I want to make some decisions, intelligent decisions. Mactopia Rosin said Son of Odin. Nice. Fire high in terps. Oh, I might need more airflow, Gyro. I wondered about that also. I've got it in that still air tent. Oh, Mactopia was our first place cup winner. Mac 1 crossed with Kumquat. Nice, Visible. That's freaking awesome. I got to tell you, that's something that I've never had the aspiration to do, is to enter everything in a cup or something like that. I just, no. I like what I'm doing. I hope one day I can have something that I really grow. And not that I'm not proud of everything that I grow, but I see some of the stuff you all have out there, and it just blows me away. I can tell you so far, the best outdoor plant that I've run year to date and been able to push far enough to finish up here in good old Oswego, New York, was the Blue Sunset Sherbet. You know, I grabbed a bud of that yesterday because it's been hanging for almost a week. Trimmed it up. I couldn't even trim it. It is so sticky. Like, it was just coming up the scissors. So, yeah. Syntax says, man, the smells off Tyson Jawbreaker are super intense. Kosher Kush smell. Nice. Oh, the thing is I started out with 13 plants upstate. I had 3 of them that were males, ripped them out of the tent. That brought me down to 10. I had one in a solo cup that had one little fucking dollop of Guy Fieri hair on the top of it. So I took that and whipped it out of the tent. I had an apple fritter that was stunted, and I have another one in there that's doing fantastic. So I'm pulling that out. So that got me down to 8 plants in the tent. They are all photos. They're all regs. And I flipped them all to flower. Today is day 1 of week 4. So it's too many plants in a tent. I've got 4 strains. Was 5, but I lost one the other day. So I am down to 4 strains in the tent, and out of that, I think I'm just going to keep one of each, go down to one of each strain, keep the strongest, and grow those out. Just because I am going to be having clones coming in the mail, and I've got a huge run of seeds that I want to go with in November. So that's my master plan. So I guess it will be the weakest ones. Visible said, yeah, we entered our local cannabis event 2 years in a row and won both times. That is fantastic, man. That is. As I said, Pilgor, I don't get over to your page, your channel, anywhere near as much as I should. And I apologize for that, but I'm going to try and do better. It was a lot of fun just to see where we place. It had to be. Syntax says the Amish grow better weed than me. No joke. They grow fire. Nice, JC. JC said, I've seen a mason jar full of weed. They do flea markets. That's awesome. Well, my big thing is I went over there, Pilgor, a couple of times when you were doing just trimming. You were just sitting there trimming. And just the information, and the stuff that you talk about, it's fascinating, it's captivating, it's honest, it's your experiences. And yeah, I appreciate it. Yo, son of Odin, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciated. Super cool that you came in. Yeah, the Amish are badass. An Amish bar dominium? Is that where they come in and erect a barn for you? Because that's cool. If that's what you're talking about. Don't you have some land possibly lined up? I know you were talking about it on Growing Olds the other day. Yo, Cheddar Bob, what's going on, Cheddar Bob? Oh, that's cool, Pelgor. Pelgor said, I'm into sharing knowledge. I'm a retired high school auto shop teacher. Nice. Oh, in 3 days? Awesome. That is fantastic. I know the Amish come here to all of our farmers markets and stuff like that, or they set up little, they'll come whipping down the road in their little buggy, and next thing you know, they got like a pop-up sweets and baked goods thing that are reasonably priced, sickeningly sweet, and really good. Oh, no shit, Syntax. Somebody bought it before you could put the deposit down. Those fuckers. Oh, no shit, Lit. Where they take a barn and make a whole home out of it? I've never heard of that. That'd be interesting, Tom. I would love to experience experience some of what other people grow. The next best thing that I can do, though, is grow those genetics and see what happens. Mr. Munger hungers for Mr. Hergen's burger. Cheddar Bob, what the hell are you talking about, buddy? Oh, lit. You know, I moved out of the city 4 years ago. I actually am in a little town called Scriba, but it's considered part of Oswego. Like literally, I walk down to the end of my road, and that's where the city of Oswego starts. So, same thing. I wanted to get out of having a house right next to what I had for a house. So we're basically in the middle of 5 acres out here, which is pretty nice. I didn't want to completely get out of the state, though people say New York sucks. I do like it here. I will have to look that up, syntax. Oh, okay, Cheddar Bob. I had read that before and I didn't know if it tied in with it. Oh, Ogo don't want to keep you forever lit? That's right. That's right. You got to get your ass over there. All right, we got something random in here from UK. Random. I will never understand how some parents can try to stop the other parent from seeing their own child just because the parents have a disagreement. That should be illegal and disgusting. All right. So I will tell you something. When Crumbleweed was married for the first time and went through his divorce back in 1997, a few years ago, my first ex was a very malicious person. And at a point in time, she wanted to adopt our daughter because she had gotten remarried. Now, when she did this, part of the agreement was that I would still be able to maintain contact with my child. Well, let me tell you something. Her and her husband and my daughter disappeared like a bunch of ghosts. And it wasn't until 13 years later that I was able to find her and we reconnected. So in going through that, people can be assholes. You like visiting cities, Tom, but you wouldn't want to live in the middle of one? It's 7:28, I think. Yes, it is 7:28. I got 2 minutes. My second divorce was super peaceful. I'm still really good friends with my second ex-wife. We have 4 children together. Yo, Weedaholics, good morning, good morning. Big Nug, I see you. Thank you, Lit. And yeah, get yourself in a position, have a plan, come up with me and Mrs. Wig do like a 6-month plan, a 1-year plan, and like a 5-year plan. And in doing that, it's funny when you write it down on paper how a lot of it can happen. It's pretty sweet. Cheddar Bob, I was born on an island in Maine. Cities are cool, but not cool at the same time. You know, I'm lucky I can drive 2.5 miles down the road and there's a Walmart. Little bit more than that, and it is, we get into all the grocery stores and everything. I have my bong ready because it is 7:30. Hydrate, everybody. I even have my alarm going off for the 7:30 rip. Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers. Pilgore, you're married for the third time. First wife died in your arms. I'm very sorry to hear that. I am... Mrs. Crumbawig is my third wife. We've been together for 13 years now, married 10. So, yeah, absolutely. I always joke about it. People ask me how long I've been married. I'm like, I don't know. 35, 37 years, just to 3 different people. That's all. Yeah, it did suck, UK. It did suck. And because of all the damage that my first ex-wife did, our relationship is still very strained. So it's sad. It's lifelong damage. But hopefully things can work out quick and everybody can get on track. And yeah. Tom Kerr, you haven't used ChatGPT yet? For the items that I picked on the side there that we've been talking about, these BroScience things, it wasn't necessarily ChatGPT, but I asked the question to Google to go ahead and throw together 15 or 25 BroScience items. And I think it did a pretty good job. Oh, that's a good question, Weedaholics. What are we smoking on this morning? I am smoking on some strawberry kush. It's pretty darn tasty. Visible, single father with 3 kids for a long time. Had to be tough. Scotty says, I was married one time, 2 daughters, 19 and 16. I'm single now. Scotty, you got an apartment full of ladies. Ha ha. Yeah, it's right, Andrew. The kids do get fucked up with weird separations. It's great to be married to your best friend. Absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that, Lit. You know what? For anybody out there who has difficult times with their family and stuff, because I know it gets tough and it's a struggle, but when I talk about having you guys here as that you're all part of my family, you are. I enjoy coming here, spending time with you. You know, we share a lot of stuff with one another. I should try to share a lot about Crumbawig and the shit he's been through, just to let you guys know that, hell, I'm 60. We've all been through a lot. When we come here, we share our experiences. We see that sometimes life is not as, somebody always has it worse than you. We have to keep that in mind. Sometimes that's what we have to do to get through things. I see you in there, Cheddar Bob. Cheddar Bob says I had to marry a girl from California to make sure we weren't related. Cheddar Bob. Cheddar Bob, Cheddar Bob. Weedaholics, I got divorced at 28 years old. Now I'm married to Mary Jane. Pink Guava for you this morning. Tom, Blacken's got some Berry Blast. Cavs got black or verbiage, black tie times or crossed with an unknown. Ogo Grown Andrew smoking Red Bulls, Simon Scott, Abscon, Keef on top this morning. That would be cool, Local Weedia. Local Weedia said I'm going to find my next partner in the weed world, hopefully. You know, I will tell you something. I can say I think in my marriage, cannabis brought me and Mrs. Wig closer together. I definitely think that. Not that we were far apart or anything, but it's something that we share together, we enjoy. She listens to me ramble on about bullshit that she's a fucking saint. Because nobody wants to hear about cannabis plants and shit 24/7, but that's where she gets from me. Yo, Robert's Place, good morning, buddy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, stories are awesome. I didn't realize how much I love telling stories. UK, we're here to listen. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share that with us. Absolutely. Oh, wow, Visible. Uncle that you used to take care of that passed away a year ago too this month. People passing is tough. Tough indeed. You know, my father being a florist, we spent a lot of time in and out of funeral homes when I was little, delivering flowers. When I say little, I mean we'd go with mom when she was out delivering. We were like 7 or 8. So we were in and out of there seeing dead bodies all the time. So that didn't bother me until I started realizing that some of them were people we knew. Some of them were relatives. Then it got weird. Then it got very weird. Fino Dino says, my parents never divorced, but my dad had kids prior. Grew up with a big brother who left when I was 8. Haven't seen him since. You know, I have a brother and a sister. My brother lives in Tennessee. He is, I think, a senior VP or managing partner in a gigantic company that I don't remember what they do, but he makes a lot of money. I have a sister who is adopted. I probably didn't talk to her for X number of years over something stupid, and we managed to connect, and I probably talk to her every day now, multiple times. So it's nice to have that in your life. But also remember, if you don't, you have us. And we're here, we're around. Scotty, we're glad you're out of all that shit. Definitely. Definitely. In 6 years clean, that is fucking sweet. Syntax. I'm not going to disagree. Syntax said, don't think I'll ever trim fully by hand again after running this trim bowl. This is such a hack. Wait till you take all your trim in the bottom, dry sift it, and look at that. You're going to shit, Syntax, as to what comes out of that bowl. It's fucking amazing. Oh, I see you back in here, Fresh Princess. Oh, your mom passed away in December 3 years ago. I think my mom, she passed away. I want to say it was 13 years ago. Somewhere into there. If Crumble Sister was on here, she would definitely correct me in a second. That's got to be a tough one, JC. I don't even know where to begin with that. Because I know for my sister, when she got to a certain age, she went and found her real parents. And she has a huge relationship with them now. She found out she's got siblings and all this other stuff. But I understand where you're coming from. I don't know how to, I don't know how I would process that. Cav, you got infused pizza rolls? Wayne, you're on a day trip? Wayne's on a day trip with his wife on my day off. Time for coffee and good morning, community. It's always nice to have you here, Wayne. It really is. Scotty is suggesting, he said, weed, JC, and acid. Just catching up in the chat, guys. I apologize. Running my mouth. I got 2 minutes behind. Absolutely. Weedaholics just said, if anyone in this live that is going through something in life, always remember to keep your head high with a smile on your face. There's always light at the end of every tunnel. Absolutely. Well said. Lion's Garden, what's going on? Thanks for whipping in here on this glorious Monday morning. I hope you're having a great day. I know there's a Canadian holiday today, I believe it is, and a holiday in the United States. Banks are closed, no mail's being delivered, everything good like that. Wow, we got some young people's parents passing away. I saw 60 in here. That makes me feel old because I am 60. And I saw Tom Kerr said his dad passed away when he was 41 years old. I could understand that. Local media said my mom hasn't talked to me for 20 years. She's over in New Jersey. I don't know how I would feel if she died. Probably really sad. It's hard because there's a lot of things you'd want to say. A lot of things that I think need to be said. Crumbawig, at one point in time in his career, became a home health aide. And I found out in my city, in the healthcare system I was in, that they were having a real struggle with home health aides for people on hospice because nobody wanted to deal with that, the end of life stuff. So for a year and a half, I exclusively did nothing but hospice clients. And I got to tell you, a lot of people have great stories, but a lot of people have a lot that they would have wanted to say to families that had disowned them or broken apart, or sisters or brothers that didn't get along. And I know that if you have a family out there and you can find a way to reconnect with them, do it. Send them a fucking note, send them a card, forgive them for whatever the fuck they did, unless it's that horrific and you can't. Then you've got to find a way to process that and hopefully move forwards. But all right, I'm done with that rant because I'm way the fuck behind in this chat. Excuse me. Visible says, the poop tube streets are scary. You got to make sure who you're dealing with and who you know. Absolutely. I think the light at the end of my tunnel burned out, said Maid. Oh, did I see news in here? Good to see you. DB, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Coming in. Oh, your granddad passed when he was in his 50s, Andrew? Parker's Grow Space. What is going on, my friend? Wow, Bill. Thank you so much for being here. I know, Scotty got out. Oh, it was in 2022, so ventilator and all that lit? Huh, Big Terp. Big Terp said, I believe the light is a mirror image of why you shouldn't go back to the life you know. Nice. I was lucky. I got to meet my grandparents. Well, with the exception of my grandmother on my mother's side. My brother did. She passed away before I was born. Good morning, Warriors Nation. And Jess, you still lurking around in the background there? You must be in the garden. My apologies on being so far behind in this side chat, guys. Just trying to carry on our conversations that we're having. Cav, there is a light. I see it every time I open my refrigerator to get some eggnog or something. Absolutely lit. You do need to forgive. And it's a weird thing. I learned that a long time ago, and it's been about the last, I'll be honest with you. It has been since I went through the ketamine therapy that I went through that I've had this grand revelation on all this shit. So, Likely Lucid's in the house. Dude, you got to go to court for what? If you don't mind us asking. But we are all family here, so you should tell us what you got going on. But good luck, buddy. Good luck indeed. It is 7:45, everybody. So in saying that, let me grab my bowl, get this thing all set up, and we are going to rip. If I can find where this damn thing goes. There we go. Going to hydrate up a little bit. Wow, that's old 98 lit. Where the hell's my lighter? Ah, in the garden, Jess. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Parker's Growth Space says, Lucid, say fuck court. You'll be okay. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers. 2-year-old gun charges. Have you rehabilitated yourself, Lucid? Have you rehabilitated? Litwick says, if anybody has legal problems, I can maybe help with advice with that. Yo, Mary, you have a great day too. Thanks for hanging out with us. Much appreciated. Tom says, I have court Friday. Credit card company wants money. You know, credit card companies are fuckers, and I can say that. Crumble's got credit cards. Cavs just said, holy shit. He just said one pizza roll is 500 milligrams THC, and I just ate 4. Nice. Yeah, that is true, UK. Does my state have a minimum? Yeah, a minimum mandatory for gun charges? I don't know. I'm in New York, probably. We have some pretty silly laws. I would have to look it up. But I will for the next time we come on here, or the next time I see you, I will have that answer. How do you make pizza rolls like that, Crazy Strong? I'd be fucking lunching on those. It would be my breakfast. It's an automatic 18 months. Jesus. Oh, okay, Lucid. Good, good. UK says 5 years minimum here for possession of a weapon. Damn. DB, what you got going on? Oh my God, I uploaded a short yesterday and this morning it has 7,000 views. Holy crap, first time in 3 years. That's how you fucking rock it. Good for you, DD. Good for you. That is awesome. That is awesome. 7,000. That's cool. Yeah, I suspect they are amazing. Oh, yeah, let me get over here. I'm going to shrink this window down that I had. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Nice. Slap that with a like. That's a great video. Thank you. Yo, Parker. Parker said pizza rolls suck. I can't eat cardboard rolls. Let me tell you something. If each one was 500 milligrams THC, I can motor my way through a piece of fucking cardboard for that. Oh, really, upstate? I forget we got New Yorkers in here that would know about the gun laws here. Crumble doesn't. I own guns. I have no handguns. Got a couple of 22s, couple of 410s, 12 gauge Mossberg with a clip, bolt action. That's about it. Santa Claus, what's going on? I'm busy dicking around not paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry. How are you doing, my friend? Oh, I love my tie-dye shirt too. Indeed. I got to make sure I throw that on and wear it again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear it. I love it. Ohio has constitutional carry and stand your ground laws. Nice. You know, Litwick's asking, can people pick colors of their tie-dye t-shirts? I know people that do let you pick what colors you want. I know that if you're ordering something custom, for some people it can take up to 6 months to get them. So, there's that. Yeah, the Mossberg is badass, Syntax. It was actually my grandfather's gun. So if you do the math, knowing that Crumbleweig's 60, you know it's old. But I love it. That's about it, you say? Army setup? No, it's not like that. My dad's house used to be that way. My dad had like 150 guns. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. You can do pistol permits online now? No shit. Big Terp. I inherited a 302 grenade launcher. Fucking cool. That is. Scotty has 357, aka the judge with me at all time. Nice. Oh, very nice, D. Very nice. So glad that you're off tomorrow, and also glad about your video. I had to send that to Mrs. Crumbleweig. She will appreciate it. That's a cool way to do it, Cav. Absolutely. You know, I think that's cool because they're all unique. Not that they aren't. I don't think there's ever really any two that are 100% the same. He's got squirrel guns, it sounds like. 410 over-under gun. My father had one of those ones. He had an over-under, though, but it was crazy. They were not the same caliber. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like one was rifle, one was shotgun. It will be UK. I think you're going to be fine. Fine at the end of it. No problem, D. Brett, there's a gun in every room of my house. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. So I said before, Crumbleweig doesn't own any handguns, but Crumbleweig does own a handgun safe. How's that for interesting? I don't know. Prepared for the apocalypse. Warriors Nation says same here. Tom, me too. Yep. It's a reality. it is a reality. Oh, no kidding. Yours will shoot 410 rounds as well? Visible Farms, Pilgor says, come to my place unannounced. You'll find out what we have. Big Terp says, also have award-won muzzle loader, sniper rifle, or Whitworth. Nice. So my father had two 50 caliber Petrocellis. I don't know if anybody knows what those are, but they are muzzle loader handguns. You want to talk about a crazy fucking gun. But then, so here in New York State, you have to have your handguns registered. So my father buys these and he goes down to the police department to get them registered. Fucking cops look at him and say, you don't have to register these. And he's like, well, why? And they're like, what are you going to do? Go into a place and rob it and say, hold on a second while I load my fucking muzzle loader? So he got pissed and left because they laughed at him. I thought it was funny. Warriors, my friend, what do you got going on today? Well, I was brought up in a hunting household. I just haven't went out hunting in 20 years, 25 years. I like being out in nature. I don't like being out in nature for that reason. Plus, I've never got a deer. I've had him come up like 4 feet behind me and I've missed him before, so. Oh, Upstate Grow says, I know what they are, and they'll put you on your ass. Absolutely. I don't know what happened to him, because when Dad moved, he got rid of all of his guns except what he could fit in his one antique gun case. World War I Whitworth sniper rifle muzzleloader shoots a mile without a sight, 2 miles with a sight. Damn. D, you're in upstate New York? That is cool. I don't know if you've been in here when I have told where I am from, but I am from Oswego, New York. We are 20 minutes north of Syracuse. I am 1 mile from Lake Ontario. Muzzleloaders are a little different. Yeah, my dad used to go to all the muzzleloader shoots, and he still goes and keeps score, but he's on oxygen now, and I think it's more of a pain in the ass for him than anything else. But yo, UK, thank you for being here. Much appreciated. You have yourself a fantastic day. We are coming up on 8 o'clock, and I think at 8 o'clock we will roll this live to an end and see what everybody else has got going on out in the community today. I think that'll be a great thing. Absolute great thing. Hydrate, everybody. Make sure you're nice and ready. Ba-da-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum-ba-da-ba-bum. Boy, that's a long minute. Let me tell you. Well, I guess we can start before 8 o'clock, everybody. I want to say cheers. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for being here today. This has been an absolutely awesome live this morning. We've had some great interaction. This was fantastic. It's 8 o'clock. Cheers, everybody. All righty, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. As I like to say in the end of my lives, go out there. I'm going to practice what I preach, sprinkle some love throughout the community, drop those comments and likes on a new channel. You can possibly make the difference between somebody leaving this community and wanting to stay in this community. So spread the love. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Peace out. I love y'all.